Play on podcast with Jesse and Jerry. This is episode number 123. Not much going on, but we do have a lot to talk about, specifically regarding FIFA. There's a huge controversy going around FIFA, and when isn't there, Jesse?
Yeah, it's like I remember it was funny because someone quoted a tweet from Gary Lineker. I want to say he tweeted in 2016 that if you take off the mask from Infantino, it's just gonna be Sepp Blatter, and it's turning out to be just true because Sepp Blatter was ousted for being a money hungry, person, and Infantino was supposed to come in and not be that. It turns out he was right. It was the exact same thing because he tweeted that in like 2016, and 10 years it was proven right.
Just like a hydra, dude. You cut off one head, it grows back more. So yeah, if you haven't heard, pretty much Infantino came up with this genius idea, according to him, of having nations and federations pretty much pay their way to a World Cup bid. Is that correct?
It's around that. The reason he came up with that idea because when he was in the U.S. and he was talking with his best friend Trump, he found out how much the commissioners from each league make because he apparently makes around like $5 to $6 million a year, and then like the commissioner, like Roger Goodell makes like 50 million a year. MLB commissioner makes like similar to that, and also I think also NBA commissioner, but they also get amenities. So like, the NFL gave Roger Goodell a private jet so he could go around wherever he wants. They also have like this medical care and like all these other things, and he doesn't get that. So he was like, "Oh, I'm being underpaid," and then not to mention that there's a term limit for FIFA presidents. So he was gonna be there up until like 2030, 2031, something like that. So he was trying to set up for that because he was upset that he was getting underpaid for running the biggest sports thing in the world. So he tried to set up the system where after his term, he would become the president and start getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah, it's just him trying to get greedy. Um, I was gonna say something about it specifically. Yeah, but right away, UEFA, Europe denied it instantly. What is it, like 52 nations? All the nations got together and immediately put out letters saying that they're not gonna do that. That the World Cup is not for selling and privatizing. So they agreed with it. CONCACAF, as Speed says, CONCACAF. The U.S. and Canada surprisingly opposed it, especially the U.S. because that's where he got the influence and the idea from. So they denied it. They said he didn't want to do it. They put out a letter, but Mexico didn't.
Yeah.
They said
Worst of
something.
all,
Yeah, they said something along the lines that we as a federation are working in the best interest of our country and development, and we're gonna look at every option available.
yeah, we've known for a while that the Mexican Federation does not care about anything football. They're just there to make as much profit as they can, make as much money, and not improve it. And this is just another sign of how down bad the Mexican Federation is because you just, in the worst possible light, you just shine upon yourself because literally the whole world is against it, and you're there like, oh, but we can make money. All right, we'll think
And
about
they're
it.
like, whoa, let's not be too fast now. We should weigh our options and see at everything. Because it wasn't enough to have a gold, never or hardly ever have a Gold Cup match in Mexico anymore. Because you want to host it in the U.S. because you get more money because the U.S. dollar is worth more than the peso. Oh, even the international friendlies when it comes to preparation. So let's have them in the U.S. instead of Mexico. The country where you're representing. No, let's not have that. Let's have it where we could get the most amount of money. Um, Same thing when it comes to players. Like, oh, let's not bring up the best players. Let's start bringing my nephew from six different cousins away. Let's put him into the team, even though he's horrible. Oh wait, you want our players to go to Europe and develop? Give me the most amount of money possible, because that's what's happening. Because it was projected that a bunch of Mexican players, because they had a pretty decent World Cup, were gonna go to Europe, but guess what? The teams in Mexico are making it a struggle and asking for the most amount of money possible. Just an example, Israel Reyes, Roma was willing to pay 7 million euros so he could go over to Roma. Club America is like, nope, we want more. I think they want 9 million. So at this point, Roma is like looking at different options. They don't even want to buy him at this point. You know, it's just how it goes,
Yeah,
Jesse.
it's awful, and not to mention the development of young players is also tough because it's not like they're like picking the best players to play. They're like, oh no, you want to play, you have to pay us to get a chance to play because we're giving you the opportunity. So we have to get a cash back or like money in case you fail. So instead of giving these young players the most opportune like time to develop in anything, they're like, no, you don't got money, you're not playing. So they'll give other players a chance instead.
Same thing
And
when
if
it
they do get a chance, they're like 23, 24.
26.
Yeah.
And same thing with the relegation and promotion. That was supposed to be coming back this season, starting this season, but the league decided like, nope, we're suspending it for this season, this year, and even the
They're
yeah
protesting.
the second division they protested and they didn't play for a full minute to show that they're dissatisfied because they were lied to, and guess what the federation did? They fined them
Yeah.
for protesting for 1 minute of without play, just 1 minute, Jesse, and that that earned them a fine. So
But let's not forget who was the cause of this relegation, no ascending thing. It was Chivas' fault because they were so bad that they were supposed to go down, but because they're one of the biggest teams in Mexico, uh, media-wise and like generating venue, they suspended it because they didn't want them to go down because it would affect viewership and things like that.
it's
So it's also their fault.
yeah, it's crazy. I remember when Club America was going to go to the second division. They're at risk, but they managed it and they pulled it off and they stayed in the first division. And ever since then, they weren't close to it. But yeah, look at Chivas. And even then, like the way to earn relegation in Mexican football, it's very hard because like revenue gets taken into account. Um, it's like a point system, not where you
Yeah, it
leave off
was
on the table, but it's like the revenue you make, the viewership, and again at the results you
at,
get.
at at the end. But then it's not just like per 1 year. It's like accumulation of like the past season. So
Like I think
you
it was
literally have
10
to
years
be,
or something like that.
yeah. So you have to be over like a consistent period bad, and which Chivas was. They're like nah, and they suspended it. And the only way a team could like get promoted was because they bought the spot from another team and renamed it. That's the only way they were able to come back.
Yeah, like I know SB Irving and mi padrino Beto are pretty down because Morelia went down to second division, and then that's where everything got destroyed.
Well, no, they didn't go to second division. They like disbanded because they had like no money. But then
Yeah,
there's
they
like
had to sell the team.
a new team who I think they were doing pretty good and were supposed to come up, but yeah,
Yeah, because the previous, no, not the previous owners. I think there's a Morelia. Obviously, not exact same thing, but they're trying to replicate the same thing. But I think it's owned by the city, and they're actually doing pretty well. So they were hoping to eventually come up to promotion, but nah, Jesse,
which
let's halt everything.
which is crazy because they're missing a huge market there because Morelia is one of like the biggest cities in Mexico. It's like a very big population. It's like massive, and yet they're like not getting that market because they're basically keeping it down in the second division, which is like, how does that make sense?
Yeah, I think they made Mazatlan at one point, which at this point Mazatlan got sold, and it's now Atlante, which Atlante is doing pretty well. This is the first season back, but yeah, but yeah, we went on this tangent, but all this is to like show that greed in football, especially money, is probably the worst thing that could happen. We've seen it firsthand when it comes to leagues and getting too filthy with greed. Same thing Infantino. I think UEFA even said it that it doesn't make sense to do that thing because at that point it takes away transparency and who's getting the money, where's the money going. But
Yeah,
FIFA and transparency go hand in hand.
yeah. And now there's reports coming out that Infantino's begging Trump to save his job.
Yeah, and it's interesting how they're gonna align themselves. Which I don't know how he could save it, honestly. Like, cause I think, well, all of UEFA is already mad at Infantino.
Yeah, they've been trying to oust him. They've been saying they want him to resign and also going to protest everything, not just men's, but also women's, which is also bad for them because that's the current men's world champion and women's world champion.
And even South America, they're not in good light with them. Argentina at one point it was favored for him, but then at like recent things came out, like all the suspensions, all the fines are gonna come out. They're against Infantino being president, so yeah, it's not looking good for Infantino. I think it's time for a new president at this point for FIFA.
Yeah, I know one of the candidates that were trying to get the PSG president because
Mm-hmm.
he's the current UEFA president, I believe.
Yeah,
And then there was also another one. I can't remember his name, but I think he's like a current FIFA like secretary or something like that. That he's been opposing Infantino, so they're looking at him.
because
But
someone
yeah,
from his team also resigned, right? Because of the proposed idea that they were so against it. Like, no, I'm not gonna be a part of your team if you're gonna
yeah,
propose this idea.
yeah, because it's been showing that there's like two sides now. And I can't remember his name, but yeah, that was like the one that like has been opposing him. Because it was the people that have been supporting him for like the idea is because their term were also like coming up or similar around to him, so they were all gonna like when they left, they were all gonna just join that and basically get their money.
Well, so far everything backfired for Infantino. I don't know why he thought that people would be in favor of it.
Well, it was not supposed to be out yet. It was gonna come out right before he left, so like until 2030. But because when he was in the U.S., his close circle, he was telling all of them, and it leaked through that. Because then they started like spreading word. You know how it goes. Like you can't like you tell one person, you tell three, and that from there it just spreads. So he told his close circle, and then like other people. So like similar. Like I think he also told like Trump and things like that, and you know how that works out too. So from there it leaked, and it leaked 4 years early.
Yeah, again, it's dumb, but yeah, I think at this point we could pretty much say that Infantino's career as FIFA president is kind of chalked. Who knows if he gets another job anywhere else? Maybe the U.S., but who knows? But other than that, we could talk about. There's preseason going on, but again, very start of preseason. A lot of overreactions coming out. Jesse, apparently Madrid is in the mud because they were up 2-0, then they tied.
Versus in the mud. I know people. I saw some Barca fans complaining about Adeyemi's debut that he looked like lackluster, and he's the worst signing ever already. He's a flop.
I know.
You know.
Yeah, dude. Off a preseason game, first preseason game. And yeah, it's just a bunch of going on. I know people are overhyping the Tottenham Chelsea game, which is surprising. Again, why are those two teams facing off in the preseason? Doesn't make any sense. Again, money. Because there was like dangerous tackles, right? But other than that, there's a couple of transfer rumors coming out. I think the biggest saga is that Diamonde still hasn't signed for Real Madrid. They haven't even came close apparently, because I think the Leipzig coach came out and said that they're still ongoing. There's no fee set, so we'll see what's
Yeah,
going on.
I hear the biggest problem is because of agent problems that
Yeah,
they're trying to get that under wraps. But he's also represented by Rock Nation, and they've had problems with people. So
yeah. Apparently the issue is that they didn't. They pretty much cut the agent out of the whole situation, and they went immediately to Rock Nation, and Rock Nation was negotiating with the player and the clubs, and the agent came out and said like, no, this can't be it. Like you guys are cutting me out. I'm supposed to be a part of all this, and now the agent is threatening to uh, put a complaint to FIFA, and at that point they could either pretty much force them to like work together and collaborate the move, or it could even suspend the whole move entirely because they didn't do it ethically.
yeah, because apparently the way how Rock Nation poached him from his former agent wasn't didn't break the legally binding contract he had with him or something like that, and it's a whole mess. So they're just trying to figure that out on how it's gonna work. But yeah, I don't know.
As far as Barca, the Julian Alvarez deal is they're still trying to make it happen. Apparently, there's rumors now saying that pretty much a majority of the Atletico Madrid board want Julian Alvarez sold to Barca because it's a huge fee. But the only one that doesn't want it is the president of Atletico Madrid that's stopping the whole thing. But we'll see where that goes. I just don't want it to be dragged on any longer, to be honest. But There's also Ferran Torres. My boy's asking for the moon. He came out with a statement today because PSG's flirting with the idea of buying him, and he came out and put up videos saying that if Barca want him, that Barcelona has to show how much they want him. Pretty much asking for more money. At that point, just pack your bag, bro. You can leave. I don't care.
Yeah. And then also, you remember the redhead, the Argentinian redhead?
Yeah, Barco.
Yeah, English fans hated him, and then I remember there was especially this one Chelsea fan that like, who's he even play for? Well, he played for Strasbourg, and now they transferred him to Chelsea, and they're like, I don't fucking want.
He's actually a pretty good player, but again, how are you? I don't know how they're gonna make it. They make that squad work. They're just buying players and buying players. But Manchester United is evaluating the move for Martin Lewis Skelly, who had very limited playing time last season. But towards the end of the season, he got placed as a CDM.
Well, that's where he coming up the academy. That's where he originally played. It's just Mikel Arteta thinks to play a midfielder and left back, and he played decently well. So that's where he stuck. But he was originally like a midfielder.
Staying on the topic with Arsenal, they want Vinny, but Real Madrid put a huge price tag on him. I think 170 million plus. So I don't think Arsenal can get him. Because they also want Gumarais, another CDM, Jesse, because they can't get enough.
Of course. Well, also on Newcastle, they let go of Eddie Howe, and they brought in what's his name, Johnson. So I wonder how that's gonna go. But like the Newcastle project is in the mud. They've lost Anthony Gordon. They've lost Tonali. They looks like they're gonna lose Bruno Guimaraes, and then also Lewis Hall's been linked with Man U.
Woltemade wants to leave.
Yeah, all their players are their project is gone. It's done, and it's because of the FPL rules. And then also looking like the owners just don't want to invest because they were supposed to get like a new training center or like the training facility since like 5 years now, and they barely started constructing. So I know like a lot of players are frustrated with that because this wasn't the project that was promised to them when they signed.
Yeah, it's crazy. Pretty much, yeah, their whole Saudi project is shocked because, all the players they bought, they just sold them back. And I wonder if they made a profit or lost on them.
Well, for most of them, yeah, they made profit because Anthony Gordon 50 million. They sold him to you guys for like
80.
what was it? Tonali, they buy him for like 60 million. They sold him for 100 mil. Bruno, they signed him for like 30. They're about to sell him for 70 to 80. And then Isak was pure profit.
Yeah. Rashford, apparently, Fenerbahce is willing to break the bank for him. It's crazy. Turkey is coming back as like one of those huge leagues that like splashes a lot of money before the Saudi league was a thing. So they're making all these moves for these ex-Premier League teams.
Oh, Dortmund sent a new wonder kid because you know how they always get one. They got Konstantinos Karatsas. He's the Greek. He was playing in Genk in Belgium, and he looked pretty good. He's 18 years old. So I wonder how he turns out because I think they paid like 20 million for him.
More Barca. I know I've been seeing recent links of Rodri potentially going to Barcelona. And in that case, there's also Aston Villa that's willing to buy Marc Bernal if that happens.
Well, Barca's trying to go for him because after all like the Spain guys told Barca to try to get Rodri, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work out because he only wants Real Madrid.
Who knows? Who knows if he goes to either club? Because doesn't he still need surgery? Or is that just like
He already had surgery.
is that just like a thing like, oh, I'm injured, I need surgery, I want to move?
No, he got surgery on his back, and so he's already recuperating. So he should be fine by like the beginning of the year or the beginning of the season. But yeah, he already had it.
I know because Barca, they are linked with CDMs because Frankie De Jong is injured. Who knows how long his injury is? They're trying to convince him to get surgery, but of course he doesn't want to. So that's a thing. I think he is a viable thing, especially for 50 million. I think that's the rumored fee.
They we're offering Man City said they want minimum 75. So that's why it's like dragging, because we're trying to negotiate it for a lower fee because we don't want to pay 75 million for him.
It'll be interesting. Interesting saga. See where he goes. Pretty much Madrid and Barca fighting for him. I think Madrid obviously has the upper hand. They have more revenue to go around because they could just sell Camavinga again if he wants to leave. But I think that's the difficult part. The Oshiman rumors got ignited again because apparently Oshiman was, I forgot what team offered. I'll ask
He's been
about
linked with
Oshiman.
Spurs.
Huh?
Spurs.
They
Spurs are trying to get him.
Yeah, that Spurs inquired about him and that Galatasaray said that they're willing to let him go for 75 million, and then now Barca's stepping up their interest again because they could potentially use him instead of Julian
Well,
Alvarez.
well, I know it's because Lamine Yamal wants Osimhen because he prefers him over Julian Alvarez because he's more of a out and out striker
Technically
compared
gifted
to
too.
Julian Alvarez. Yeah, so
I
I know that's his preference.
I would want Oshiman honestly because if it is 75 million, that's a bargain. And for a player that has scored 20 plus goals, I don't think Julian Alvarez has scored 20 plus goals in the league. I know all competitions he probably has, but like no, in like La Liga he hasn't. In Man City he
I think
hasn't.
last year, I think last year he didn't even hit double digits.
It was close to single digits, but yeah. Again, Oshiman I think it's a bigger bargain, and obviously elite player. Um,
Oh, you saw my boy finally moved abroad from Benfica, Antonio Silva,
did he? Where'd he go?
Bournemouth.
That's a good. That's a good landing spot for him. It's
Yeah,
weird. He's
and
not
then
even considered in the national team either.
yeah, dude, they bought him for really cheap, like 20 million.
I wonder why teams weren't hopping on that pulse.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if in a year from now we're seeing him linked with a big move for like 3 times the amount.
Yeah.
Because I just think, like, I'm not crazy because Bournemouth, who are known for their crazy scouting, got him on the cheap. So I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to me, like how these other teams don't see it. I don't understand.
Yeah, me neither. So that's a huge thing for Bournemouth. Obviously a bargain after they just lost Hoytson. Uh, who's the PSG center back now?
Senesi, the Ukrainian, Sabarny,
Yeah, there you go.
Sabarny,
Him.
and then there's also Senesi who left uh this summer to Spurs.
Oh, and who? Gonzalo. What's his name? The Real Madrid guy
Garcia,
went to
yeah,
Fulham,
to yep, and also Cesar Palacios.
and Real Madrid right away bought his replacement instantly.
SP.
And like in a day, you just saw the rumor come out, and the next day he's already in training. So that was a fast work deal. Who knows what was going on?
I
It's probably clubs talking like during the season, like during the World Cup. You know, it's probably like pre-made deals already.
Yeah, I don't mind. I think it's a good move because we know what he is. He's an aerial threat. He's just a box guy. Uh, he scored 11 goals last year in the league, so it's like he scores goals. He's so young. He's like 21, 22, so he knows his role. He knows what he's gonna do.
Yeah, it's like the same output for Gonzalo Garcia. You just made profit on him and brought pretty much the same caliber, same caliber of player that could score around the same goals that Gonzalo Garcia would score for a cheaper deal. So
Yeah, and plus you still have any future options for Gonzalo Garcia in case he develops like how is expected of him. So it's like I think it's a good deal.
Kolo Muani back to PSG, went back to PSG from loan, and now he's went back to Juventus. This
Yeah,
time
and
they bought him.
I think this is like the move that should have happened a year ago because those 6 months at Juventus, he was a completely different player. He was a player that went for 100 million. Like he was, it looked like he had his confidence back. He had his swagger back. He was just playing different. And then he went to Spurs, and he's like, "Where am I?"
Yeah, the dysfunctional place, unfortunately for them. Did LaCroix actually go to Chelsea?
Yeah, He
For
signed already.
60 million, that's crazy. My boy
Yeah.
started in the World Cup and never looked back.
Well, he had a good season for Crystal Palace, especially after Guehi left, because he like stepped up, and he was being linked around, so that's why his price. And then also there's Premier League tax of just being a Premier League player. The one I want to talk about was uh Alaj Begic Karim, the Bayern Leverkusen kid. He went to Juventus.
He did, but as a love winger, he's gonna have to fight Yildiz for that spot.
Yeah, but he's a player where he could play literally anywhere in like left wing, right wing, attacking middle. He could play in midfield. So I think he's gonna get some chance, especially because Juventus they did a similar Real Madrid tactic. Because remember, they also had the kid Uzic, who was playing last year. They loaned him to Sassuolo on loan, but with an option to buy, and then from there, if they do activate it, Juventus still has a 50% clause.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see what Juventus does for them just to like get knocked out of the Champions League again. But in theory, they're good buys.
I think these players are good, obviously, but I think their biggest problem last year wasn't the offense; it was that defense,
Yeah,
and I don't think it's been how would you say fixed? Because who have they got? They got Joao Mario, or no, they sold him.
they still have Bremer. They don't have those elite center backs they used to have like Chiellini and Bonucci.
Bonucci, Barzagli.
But exactly, even though he's old, he was still very solid.
Yeah, they don't have any of them, and I'm surprised they didn't sign anyone crazy. Because there's a Scalini from Atalanta. He's been linked with the move to the Premier League. Like, why don't they just sign him? He's a good young Italian player that could become a foundation for them.
That's true. So PSG they didn't want to entertain the Diamonde saga anymore, and they immediately got a just as talented player in Mika Götze from Ajax for 60 million. So they were quick.
I think he's a good player. I think the only difference between him and Diomande is that he's obviously older. He's a 21,
Yeah,
so he's just a little bit more developed. With the Diamande, there was more time for him to develop. I just think uh, he's just a little bit more developed than Diamande.
definitely. Bayern Munich is rumored to go for Benjamin Šeško as a Harry Kane replacement, which is interesting because you just bought Silmani. And I think even the Bayern president said that that's all the business they're doing this summer, which is interesting. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't think it will happen this season.
With Bayern, I don't think they had to. Well, it just wasn't that. Some money they bought Nathaniel Brown, the left back from
Yeah,
Eintracht Frankfurt. But they've been because obviously last year it was what's his name, the kid, Leonard Carl came out and he was good. But they've been like relying more on like the academy because I know they're like have a couple players in there that have looked really good, and they sent a couple out on loan.
I think they still need to upgrade their fullbacks, in my opinion. Obviously, they got the Frankfurt left back, but the right back, I think you only have Leimer, but Kimmich maybe, but he's been playing more of a defensive midfielder. And even their center backs, I don't like the quality in that.
Well, I think the center back market they're staying away because they already have like a couple one because they have Upamecano, they still have Kim Min Jae, they have what's his name? Uh,
Jonathan Ta.
yeah, there you go. I can't remember. They have like a couple there that they're like high profile. So I don't think because they also have Ito. They have like a couple of them. So I don't think they were gonna get any of them unless like one left. Because also I think wages. But you said in right back, I think because obviously in left it's gonna be Nathaniel Brown, but they also have hopefully a healthy Alfonso Davies. So I think Stanisic, because he could play both left back and right back, is also going to be playing mostly right back now.
That's interesting. I don't know. It feels weird how they're developing their squad. Again, they had a great season last season, but let's see if they can replicate it. Because we know in the Bundesliga, there obviously are. Like, Bundesliga is just getting robbed of talent at this point. But any other rumors?
None that I can think of. Who was the? Oh, he went to because remember I think I told you like mid-year there was like a 16-year-old CDM kid, 16-year-old playing in the Bundesliga second division. I was wondering who he went to. He went to Bayern Leverkusen because a bunch of clubs wanted him.
It's not bad. Again, develop your thing, and then more than likely go to Bayern Munich on a free transfer. That used to be the thing. Remember that? Any free transfer, they immediately went to Bayern Munich if they saw any interest in them.
Well, it was like especially Schalke because Schalke was like the feeder club because it was like Manuel Neuer went there on a free. Uh, Goretzka. I want to say someone else, but I
Sane.
can't remember.
Well,
Well,
he
Sana
went to
went to
City.
Man City, and then he.
Eventually made his way to Bayern Munich, but again, not for a fee.
Yeah, but they had a couple of those.
Schalke was a huge pool of development because they created Neuer, Goretzka, Sane,
Max,
Rakitic,
Max Meyer.
Max Meyer. We literally just named a couple of them, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they were a great club. They were developing talent, but I know they ran into money issues, so that's why they've been like because they would bounce. They've been bouncing up from first division, second division.
When's the last time they were in first division? I know they also had a Julian Draxler. Shout out my boy.
Yeah,
I think he was in the same caliber as Kevin De Bruyne, in my opinion. But unfortunately, he made bad moves. Because who did he go from Schalke? He went from Schalke to another team and then didn't.
PSG. Oh no, he went to Wolfsburg.
No, because in Wolfsburg, that's where he brought it back. But I think he did go to PSG. Let me look
No,
him
he
up.
went to Wolfsburg, and then from Wolfsburg he went to PSG, and then I think he went on multiple loans.
He's in Al
Schalke is
Hilal.
back right now.
Al
Schalke
Ali.
is
My bad.
back in Bundesliga right now.
Yeah, so you're right. So in Schalke, from Schalke he went to Wolfsburg, and Wolfsburg he had a fantastic season. And this is after they lost Kevin De Bruyne, and he replicated pretty much what Kevin De Bruyne did. Had a huge move to PSG, and then just kind of fell off there. He had a loan to Benfica, went back to PSG, and has been in Al Ali ever since.
Schalke were in 2022, 2023 Bundesliga. Then they went down to the second division for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years.
So you said they're back in the first division.
Yeah, this year they're back in the second division.
Second? Wait, what? Oh no, they're in the
They're back in the
first.
first
Yeah.
division. Yeah, which was crazy because in 17-18 they were finished second in the league, and then where is it? 3 years later they went down.
Crazy. But man, I think that's all I got.
Ah, there was something I completely forgot. I went on those tangent.
Bears news. Hearing a lot of great things about the offense. Unfortunately, Kobe Bryant, our quarterback, or DB, whatever, defensive player, he had a hyperextended knee because Colcomet. Who knows how it happened, but he was covering Colcomet, and he's out what 8 to 10 weeks.
Yep.
So he'll be back around March. I mean, not March, October. Yeah, right.
Yes. Yep. So he'll miss like I think like the first 3 games.
Which it's not bad. Could have been a lot worse. Just hopefully everyone else stays healthy. That's all I gotta say.
What was I gonna say?
Uh,
Oh
when,
well.
which tangent did we go on? No, you lost it.
Well, I started looking for the Schalke.
Oh, we're talking about shock players that they had a great pool of talent,
Yeah, I can't remember.
great development system. And the reason I found out about Julian Draxler was FIFA 13. I used to trade his inform card. That's how I got like a million coins. Just bought them cheap and sold them expensive. I think at one point I had the whole market of Julian Dresslers.
I just remember the Russian league being OP.
Oh yeah, Dumbia, Wagner Love. No, Wagner Love
Wagner Love.
was he? No, yeah, he was. Then he went to the Brazilian league, right?
Yeah. Dumbia, Wagner Love,
There was another one.
McGiddy.
Mm-hmm. I
Uh,
was just talking to Adi about FIFA 13. I told him that's the best FIFA of all time. He's like, I remember. I'm like, no, you don't, bro. You had the controller unplugged.
was that 13 years ago? He was 6. He does not
Yeah,
remember. Homie, I did not let him play.
that's what I told him, dude. That's what I told him.
But they had Hulk. Oh, they had, what was the Akinfeev, the goalie?
The highly rated goalie was like I think 86 overall, 84.
Yeah. Good
So
times, good
just
times.
such a diverse game, you know. Not like I don't know if you haven't played the recent FIFAs or Ultimate Teams. They're all the same
I haven't played
squads.
I haven't played FIFA in like 2017 since.
It's good, dude. Because yeah, these games are ass. He asked me if I was gonna pre-order the new one. I told him no, never. Like they ruined the game. Because 23 was actually pretty good, and then people started complaining that it's too easy to score goals. I'm like, dude, that's the point. It's a fucking video game, bro. And then they just
Re-
patched it to hell.
I remember my silver team that I used to have, or like a mix, because I had I had Jesse, I had Delafeu left, because it was the 4-3-3 formation, but it was like 3 center mids and then 2 left forward, right forward, and then striker.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
a
I
four
had
three two one.
and then I had the Benzia bronze card, and then I also had Alessandrini's inform, the silver one, the like he was a left forward,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when like near post was OP. So him, yeah, that was good times.
But now is everything gold. Cause yeah, again, you could play with diverse cards. You could legit go to Division One. Cause back then it was Divisions and Ultimate Team with a silver squad,
Yeah, but
even a
now there's
bronze
like
squad.
every there's a promo like every day.
Yeah, SBC every day.
Everyone Yeah, everyone has special cards. It's no longer special.
I remember I used to use David Luiz. He wasn't even a rare card, a rare gold. He was just a regular gold 80 rated, 81 rated. Bro, his long shots were OP. They were like I think he had like a 92 long shot, and I used to shoot from him from outside, like from my half all the time.
Do I remember Dante?
Me too.
So OP. So OP.
Felipe Santana, the Dortmund center back too.
Yeah, they just out muscle you.
Yeah, that's when Brazilian squads were a thing too.
Yeah, man, good times.
But we'll end it with that nostalgia. Still will be unks, Close it out for us, Jesse.
Uh, Let us know where you how your team's transfer window so far has been. Has it been satisfactory? Has it been disappointing? Do you want more? What signing would you want them to do? Let us know in the comments. Let us know anything you guys want to see. Like you guys want us to do like a transfer recap. You guys want to see predictions. Let us know. But that's been all from your boys, Jerry and Jesse. See you guys. Peace.
Peace.